there, Libra. This is Miss Jonah, Miss Jones Tarot on the Hill. I'm going to pre-program these cards for you for the overview for March. There will be 5 columns and 3 rows, and we will be talking about the time period from February 26th to April 1st. A couple of messages for you. The first one is a general message, which is talking about how the comings and goings of our people, meaning that we're all experiencing people passing on. Some people much younger than we think they should be passing on to some very, very young, and I'm so sorry for your loss. However, the reality is that those people are all here to do exactly what they did. Nobody's leaving early. Everyone is doing exactly what they needed to do here before they get to go. Okay, so the impact they needed to have, some can do it in a very short period of time. Others, it takes a little longer. And some just need to drop their little seeds everywhere, right? So I want you to know that each spirit has indeed done their due. They are not leaving early. They have completed their task. Because the reality for us is that we could have such a profound impact on people just by smiling at someone, and change the course of history by what their ripple effect is and what happens in the aftermath of that one moment, right? So I have always believed that, my ripple effect could be so minuscule in my life, however, so giant in others, that it would be difficult to understand when, where, and how my impact is felt. And I'm speaking about all of us. So these cards are being programmed for the in-depth reading at the end. With all the recent exits, it's important to just know that everybody is doing what they needed to do, okay? I know it's been hard. It's really been hard. I want you to also know a special message just for you, Libra, that there is I've been told that you may have moments this month where you find yourself wanting things done and done your way, and wanting to assert yourself and push things to go a certain way, and that you're being cautioned to just back up a touch. You are definitely wanting what you want and wanting to do whatever you have to do to get it, but the truth is, if you over assert yourself, you'll be getting something that you weren't expecting. Okay, so just sort of absorb that thought. My guides suggested that would be helpful to you. We'll see how that information plays in the reading today, and how it shows up in the overview, and we'll just sort of see where it lands. All right, excellent, because we want things to go smoothly as much as possible, and we can do that. It's going to be great. All right, so I'm going to set these aside, and let's go ahead and get into this reading and see where we are. So from February 26th to March 4th, we are looking at the theme of the week is going to be the 5 of Cups, which talks about you. You're focused a little bit on the past and the memories that you have of what's going on around you, and who's been around you, and what relationships you've been involved in. And so you're thinking more about the past stuff and a little bit less about what's right in front of you. You collect people, which is an interesting trick. But I want you to remember that while you're collecting these people, some of them, it's okay to let some of them fall by the wayside. I feel like you're feeling like, wait a minute, no, I lost some people that I collected, and I want to go back and collect them again. And you know, sometimes we outgrow people, and it's okay to outgrow people, and to know that those people can't even keep pace with us. That's part of the problem with trying to keep pace with people that all the time. We've known people in our early years where we couldn't keep up. We just couldn't keep up. Their pace was far beyond our capacity, and we were like, wow, that's nuts. You go ahead, we'll catch up. And of course you never do, but that's okay. That's part of the deal. Getting through, getting into, and moving forward through without having to drag everyone along. And you've had people come along who couldn't keep up wherever you were going, and you were like, man, you're slowing me down. I can't even get where. And it isn't from a lack of love that you're letting them go. It's from a love of yourself, because you know your pace, your destination, and where you want to get to. So that's why you're letting things go that are holding you back, right? So focus on the people who are keeping pace with you, and stay there, instead of trying to go back and rekindle old relationships with friends who aren't able to keep pace. All right. The Two of Swords is here, and the Two of Swords is saying, hey, check it out. This is the area where you're blocked, and this is the Two of Swords is you having a little bit of fear about what's going on, and not wanting to look at things in a traditional sense. I want you to be able to like let your guard down and be more emotionally available to people. I know that you tend to try and put up a little bit of a front, letting people know that you've got this, you're cool, don't worry, I got this, it's cool. But there's something about the vulnerability in this situation that may be useful to you in moving forward. It doesn't mean you're gonna be all vulnerable with everybody. It just means you're gonna need to be a little bit vulnerable with somebody. Okay, cool. But that area of your life is a little blocked, so you may find yourself struggling to be vulnerable. All right. The Ten of Pentacles is here, saying that family and family money are on tap as your solution. So with all of this, you got a lot of emotions going on at the beginning of March. So I want you to sort of embrace those feelings and gather up with the family you get along with. Get close to the people who you love, that love you and can support you, okay? Because this is important stuff, all right? So hang in there, hang on, don't get crazy, okay? We'll go in depth in this at the end of this video, all right? So the next one over is going to be March 5th through 11th, and we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is talking about lots and lots of choices and options. How fun for you to have so many options in front of you. Excellent. However, with you having so many options of wonderful, joyful things that you care so much about, people are going to be bringing you things to do and places to go and what to do, etc. But you're going to get so confused by so many options. The devil is here in the blocking department, where you could sabotage yourself completely. So I want you to be careful, cautious, insofar as I don't want you to break a leg and not be able to do anything on the list. Okay, so be cautious and careful, Libra. It's important. Being aware of that will be very helpful to keep you in a position of having to decide. Haha. What's interesting is the Eight of Cups is here, saying that the end result for you may be walking away from all of it and saying, look, no, I really don't need all of this. I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to do that. You may find your list is, your decision making is as simple as a broad stroke of no. I have no energy or time for that. I have something else planned. Bye. And that's it. So, interesting, beautiful, beautiful Libra. Taking care of yourself first is going to be most important. Good job. The next week being the 12th through the 18th, we have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is talking about you and your partner in life. Whoever this person is, the one who's backing you up. For my single Libras, consider the possibility that there's somebody at work that you are working closely with, or who has your back at work, and that person is your partner in this moment. Okay, so let that person speak up, be a part of, and you know, you're working closely together, so that's part of the deal. I'm not really sure what's going on for you this particular week. We'll get in more detail when that happens, but right now this person is definitely playing a part. The High Priestess is here to say that your intuition is going to be blocked. If you're trying to have some grand intuition about your partner in crime, it's not working. So your intuition is broke. Don't trust your gut right now. Your gut will be talking to you, and it might be gas. So relax. Sorry. The reality is that's not what's going on. But the Empress is your solution. So very cool. Whatever it is you want this to be, put that out into the universe. If you're like dating somebody and you want it to get more serious, put that energy out in the universe. You don't have to express it to them just per se, but you can have anything you want. The Empress is the most wonderful card. It's the pregnant mother. It's the let's bring it all together. Let's manifest anything we want. Boom, just like that. All you gotta put the energy out in the universe, and you can have whatever you want. Love this card. But like I said, don't trust your gut. Put the energy out and let it come to you. Ha. Your gut may be saying, oh, it's not true. It's not true. They don't love me. They don't like me, or whatever that is. They don't trust me. Forget it. It's not true. Put out the universe. I want to be trusted. I want to be handed a key. I want to be, for those who are the singles and working at work, yes, for your crush. You want your crush to know that you're out there and that you're able, willing, and interested. Put that energy on the universe, and they will figure it out. These things are all possible. And whatever it is you have on tap with your own personal partner, if you're married, put the energy on the universe. You don't always have to have a big, long conversation about it, but it'll all work out, okay? I want this person to let me retire. Poof! Presto. So yeah, there you go. You can have whatever you want. It's a really good week. Yay! 19th through the 25th of March, we are looking at the 10 of Cups. There will be a celebration of joy and happiness at the home front, as like magnificent happiness, completion of something. There's like the feeling I'm getting is that you've accomplished something amazing, and there will be a celebration to say so. All right, very good. There may be a party involved, but the love is flowing. And that is wonderful news. It is something you earned. It is not just la-di-da, like a birthday party or whatever. It is something you genuinely earned. Accept the joy, accept the kindness, and accept the love. You'll be a little embarrassed, I feel, by some of the attention you're getting. You'll get over it, and you'll love it. So enjoy the joy, okay? Excellent. The area where you're blocked this week, there's the 6 of Wands here, talking about wanting to take your ideas and go do a little something different. Write it down. It's not this week, okay? You're not going to do the work this week, but go ahead and write it down, and you'll be able to approach it later. All right? Perfect. You can do it another week. Fine. And the Page of Pentacles is here talking about new information about the money. You're going to be getting information about the money that will facilitate you as you move forward with your projects. This is interesting. I'm getting a retirement vibe. So for those of you who are there, Congratulations. So yeah, you're going to get some information about how to handle your money and other things as you consider moving into some other versions of play work, right? Fun. Things you can do that will fulfill you in ways that you hadn't expected. Yay. The Knight of Wands we're talking about March 26th through the 1st of April. Knight of Wands is you fighting for your beliefs, and like throwing out a convincing argument that you could be a very good one of these things and doing this little thing that you would like to do, and that you're a fine choice for the job. Excellent. Looks like you're selling yourself in a new way. Perfect. The Sun. The Sun is where in the blocked department, the Sun card is talking about how the Sun is the card of not having to have all the answers and not having to be in the know constantly, but being able to approach something or start something without having knowledge. That is not where we're at. You're going to have to walk into this thing and have all the knowledge. So whatever this new job is will be something that you're actually quite proficient at. So you'll walk in and have all whatever you're doing. It's going to be great. The Page of Cups here is talking about new information about something else that you love. So there will be an opportunity to add to this thing. I feel like you're selling yourself in a situation to do something that you already know, that you love, and it's all good, but you're going to find little tiny deficiencies, like new information that you still need to be on top of. Don't be alarmed. It's going to be easy for you to grasp new stuff and go, okay, yeah, sure, of course. The concept of upselling keeps clicking in my head. So whatever it is you're getting involved in, you're going to have an opportunity to upsell. And that means getting people on board with doing things that they hadn't thought they wanted to do. Haha. All right. So it's going to be interesting. This should be fun. But it's going to be a fun version for you, Libra. It's not going to be boring or slow. It's going to be fun. And you'll have a very good time doing it. All right. Let's go ahead and save these cards over here. And we are going to go ahead and get in deep on the very first week of March, February 26th through March 4th. We have these cards pre-programmed. We did this earlier, and we'll go ahead and lay these cards out. So that's good. Let's go. Here we go. We have the Five of Cups. We were talking about how you were focusing on things from the past, relationships from the past that didn't work out, but I was reminding you that things kind of flow through our lives. People, relationships, work situations, things come and they go. And the ones that can keep up, and the ones that can't keep up, don't. So we don't need to hang on to every little thing. We need to pay attention to the ones that are current and proper and keeping up with us and being fabulous in our lives, and or remembering the lessons from our past. That would be better, right? Take that lesson with you, the lesson of that relationship. To add to the information, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is the bear. These are, of course, the Animal Wise Tarot from Ted Andrews, right? The Wheel of Fortune, bear, heed the inner voice and cycles. Heeding the inner voice and cycles. So this is talking about how everything has its season, right? And those relationships had their season. There was a moment when they were really, really important and they had everything they needed to be, and they were awesome and perfect, but we don't want to force it, okay? Don't force it. If somebody doesn't have time for you right now because maybe your schedule has changed into more available, doesn't mean that everybody else is just as available. So, you know, ponder the possibilities of how that season has changed within the relationship. And the Wheel of Fortune part, of course, is that, you know, the karma we weave in our lives by helping others and doing for others comes back to us. So that if we did really good stuff and helped a lot of people, then that will be beneficial to us, and we'll be able to make good connections and maintain those good connections without having to do excessive amounts of other stuff. Like if you made a connection with somebody that you think you're going to want to work with or hang out with later on, great. But you don't have to hang out with them every single day, because you've already woven that fate, right? You've already done the work with that person by helping them out in the past, that they don't need you to be right on their back, on their hip all the time to remember and be appreciative of that. So if the moment arrives and they can help you out, they certainly will. But you don't have to be in constant contact or having dinner every week, right? So let that be okay. Let it be okay. Cool, right? And we also have the Seven of Cups, the Beetle. Necessary decisions for goals. So the Beetle is here. Necessary decisions for goals. You've been kind of checking out your goals and ideas. You've been looking at those things recently, and all of what you're doing is like laying a groundwork for something different. Your goals and dreams have changed, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's important to appreciate that change and know that you are well on your way to doing what you want to do. So you're good. You're doing all the things you need to do. Remember that some of the connections you made in some locations may need to be fortified a little bit. There will be a few connections that maybe the person you were connected to moved on to a different job. So now you will show up and go, hi. Oh, he's not here anymore. Oops. Oh, well, now what? So you're going to be making new connections in some ways. Keep that in mind. That is interesting. Stay in flux. Stay ready to make new connections. This is not an issue for you, Libra. This is something that you do naturally, like breathing. Okay. The Two of Swords here, we were talking about needing to be a little bit vulnerable. And like I said, you didn't have to be vulnerable with everybody. You might need to be vulnerable with somebody at home that you feel safe being vulnerable with. But it's blocked. It's not like your favorite thing to be vulnerable and say, oh, I was kind of counting on this, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen, and I don't know. It may happen in a different way than you were planning. Okay, so figure some things out, but let the feelings out so that you can move forward. Okay, don't let the feelings hold you back. Okay, cool. So now we have the Emperor is here. And the Emperor is talking about your foundation, the foundation of your situation. So your foundation is getting a little cockamamie, shall we say. It isn't 100% what you thought it was going to be. You made plans for certain things, and now they're on hold. So it's like you had an expectation, and now you're looking at the reality, and it's not matching at all. So it's frustrating for you because this is the blocking department. The Eagle, vision, power, and healing. Vision, power, and healing. Yeah. So your vision was one of grandeur, and there's not a lot of grandeur happening. You had a different vision for what this was going to be, and the reality of what it is pretty pedantic. Ooh, big words. Pretty pedestrian, pretty chill, pretty like dirt floors. You know, this is not fancy. This is not a fancy situation. This is very, yep, you're earning it. Okay, so either you can look at this as an opportunity to walk into and go, okay, this is certainly different than what I expected, but I can make it work for me. Or you can do it the other way, where you just say, okay, some of my Libras are going to have to make the best of it, and some of my Libras are going to be able to walk away, just so you know. The Queen of Swords is here. Scarlet Macaw. Vision and spiritual perception. Vision and spiritual perception. So, areas where things are blocked. both cases, we've had vision blocked. So perceptions and healing, we're looking at this area where your visions were blocked, and the Two of Swords, she's blindfolded. Big shock here. So it's important for you to look at what this reality is and go, okay, different. Because of course you were looking at what you wanted and your goals, and how things are a little bit different than what you had thought they were going to be getting yourself into. And that's normal and appropriate and interesting. And we have the Ten of Pentacles here in our solution pile. We were talking about getting around family. Being around family or talking to family on the phone will help you feel a little bit better, okay? It isn't going to fix everything for all of my Libras, but what it will do is fill your heart with the knowledge that while things where you are may be less than ideal, and you're making the best of it, you are actually going to be filled to the brim in your heart from this experience, okay? So, it's going to be all right, but you have to like kind of build a little shell around yourself. Some of my Libras need to build a shell around themselves to protect themselves from what this reality is, and that remember that there's a whole nother life besides where you are right this second, okay? Keep that in mind. There's another life beyond this space, and that's okay. That's good. So others, it's just going to be about being around family and joy, and let that fill your heart so that you can step into this new thing, even though it doesn't look quite like you thought it would. All right. The Three of Wands is here. Three of Wands is remembering where you came from, right? Salamander, unique inspiration and aid. Salamander, unique inspiration and aid. We are paying attention to this because the reality is you have, you're going to get a little help from somebody that's not somebody you usually look to for help. Somebody who's just going to show up and be helpful, and you're really like, I never would have thought to ask you for help. So it's a surprise. You're going to get surprise help, okay? And that's for all of my Libras are going to get some surprise help. Allow it. Allow the help, all right? It will help and change your mind. Remember how things were in the past, but also appreciate what's happening right this minute. We talked about that. Pay attention to what's happening right this minute, okay? Now, Six of Cups is here. Cicada. Happiness from the past. Happiness from the past. Six of Cups. You wanting to give from your heart. You wanting to help from your heart. You, in fact, may need to be the one. You may run into somebody who is going through the same thing, only different, and you can help them by helping, and end up helping yourself because you've gotten out of yourself and into something else. Haha. So interesting. Supposing you're a little homesick from whatever, right? Your vision of where you went somewhere, it didn't turn out the way you thought it should, and now you want to fill your own heart up. You're feeling very kind of bad because it's not what you wanted it to be. Presto changeo, you run into somebody else who's in the same boat, and instead of wallowing together, you decide to help them out, and that is a huge win because in helping them out, you help yourself out, and you're using all of the things from your life to get there. And I feel like you're going to end up running into somebody from your past that you didn't expect to see there. Presto changeo, joy, happiness, love. Yay. And an opportunity to turn it all around. Don't leave your little friend by the wayside, though. If you're helping somebody out, don't leave them by the wayside. Hopefully maybe they're the ones you're helping by bringing up the past and having that little connection there. Being vulnerable. You're going to need to be vulnerable. This is an interesting week for you, Libra. Hang in there. It's all going to work out, but stay the course, okay? Thank you again for being here. You all mean very much to me. hit the like and the share buttons, and of course subscribe. I will be talking to you again soon about the 5th through the 11th. Thank you again.